Hi, welcome back to Waxing On Friday. We picked up Video Friday starting last week. It was a good response with David Bromberg. And our goal here is to get a chance to put out videos or make you aware of videos of artists that you haven't had a chance to see before. Maybe they're not touring any longer. They may have passed away. Some of them just don't come to your area. And this is a chance to see what they do live and to see. We're looking at bands that have had a real impact on the history of music. Today we're back in Toronto. Yeah, we're talking Toronto again. You know, we haven't mentioned that in a few weeks, but you'll see why this is important. With a band, this is their 40th anniversary celebration, recorded November 14th, 2009 at Massey Hall in Toronto, and it's the legendary Downchild Blues Band. Try and get that without some glare. Now, this is a band that's been around for a lot of years. They've got a lot of miles on. It's a great band, and it is a band that was really the inspiration for Aykroyd putting together the Blues Brothers. You'll see how that ties in here later. Aykroyd, at this point in the 70s, he was working at Second City in Toronto. This was before Saturday Night Live. He was in Second City there. And like he did later in the SNL years, he had a little place that he had, and it was like an after-hours party. When the shows were over, everybody showed up there. And one guy here, Donnie Walsh, was one of the ones that would often show up, and him and Aykroyd became friends, and a lot of what Downchild was doing got incorporated into what the Blues Brothers did on their first album. So let's just take a look at, firstly, who's playing on the album. We've got Donnie Walsh on guitars and harmonica and vocals, Chuck Jackson on lead vocals and harmonica, Pat Carey on sax, Michael Fonfera on keyboards, Gary Kendall on bass guitar, Mike Fitzpatrick on drums, and Peter Jeffrey on trumpet. Now, Massey Hall, legendary. Not the original Massey Hall. There was one that did a lot of great concerts. If you remember way back in the 50s, we had the greatest jazz concert ever. We talked about way back in the beginning of this whole series. Dizzy Gillespie, Charlie Parker, Charles Mingus, Bud Powell, Max Roach playing at Massey Hall. It was released, excuse me, as an album called Jazz at Massey Hall. New Massey Hall, located down in the entertainment district, and that's where we're looking at the excitement here now with this band. Let's see who just appears on here to help out. We've got a number of guests. I'm just going to try and find the names on here. I know Dan Aykroyd plays a big part in it. Special guest, James Cotton, Wayne Jackson of the Memphis Horns, Colin James, another great blues guitarist out of Toronto, Colin Linden, and Dan Aykroyd. Now, some of the tunes, some of them may sound familiar to you, and I'm not surprised. We got Soaring, their introduction instrumental, This Must Be Love, I Need a Hat, Time to Say Goodbye, Rendezvous, Come On In, Down in the Delta, Big Hill, What I Was Thinking, A Garden in Her Front Yard, Soul Man, now you see the connection, right? Big hit for the Blues Brothers, Aykroyd, John Belushi. Jump Right Up, Somebody Lied, I Got Everything I Need Almost. Again, another big hit from the Briefcase Full of Blues album. And Flip, Flop, and Fly, same thing, Briefcase Full of Blues. So Aykroyd borrowed a few tunes from their repertoire. I didn't get a chance to see the band when they were performing with Blues Brothers with John Belushi. I did get to see them in the 80s when Jim Belushi was filling in for his brother. And I'll tell you, they did an excellent job. They did great covers of these tunes. And it added a little more because their horn section was a little more beefed up. We had Lou Marini on sax. Tom Malone couldn't be there. We had a substitute for him. But Alan Rubin on trumpet. Paul Schaefer on piano. We had Matt Guitar Murphy. We had Steve Cropper and Duck Dunn. We got all the stars in there with Aykroyd. It was great seeing that. But to go back and see where did they get their inspiration from? Right here. A little band out of Toronto. Downchild Blues Band. They're still touring. They're touring Canada. They were just not too far from my area last year. I think twice in the year they were down this area touring. Great band to see. If you know they did their 40th anniversary in 2009, hard to say how many more times they're going to be out on the road. Great opportunity to see them live at home. Toronto's Massey Hall, great venue. We got some great guests sharing the stage with them for the anniversary, and easy to locate. Sure, pick up the disc. You don't have to go to a yard sale or a flea market or someplace else to find it. Still available. Check them out online. Downchild Blues Band, 40th anniversary, Massey Hall. A great concert. You won't be disappointed. Okay, that's it for Friday, Video Friday. We'll see you on Monday. Till then, everybody have a great weekend. Take care. Stay safe. Watch out for the snow.